Hi designers, last week we started working with one-point perspective. In one-point perspective, the height and width of whatever you're drawing stays parallel to the sides of the page, but the length of anything you draw all go to a center point on the horizon. And you'll see that any line that I've drawn for the length of something points right to it. So last week we started drawing some cubes, one under the horizon, one over and under the horizon, and one floating in the sky. I want to do something a little more complicated this week. One-point perspective is great for drawing scenes of cities and roads which go off into the distance. So let's take a look at what's going on in this picture here. I've drawn a bunch of different buildings and a road. And again, you'll notice that all of the length lines go towards the center point. However, like in the last picture, all of the tops of the buildings, all of the width lines are parallel to the top and bottom, and all of the height lines, any line which goes up and down, is parallel to the sides. So I want to show you how to take this on today. You don't have to try anything this complicated unless you really want to test yourself. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the horizon line, which is a width line. So it will go across the page, and it doesn't need to be in the middle. I'm going to draw it just slightly above the middle of the page. And I want it to be parallel with the top and bottom. So I'm going to draw it right there. And then I'm going to figure out where the middle is. For this one, of course there's no rules, but for mine, I want to put it right in the middle. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the road. Kind of a nice wide road here. There's one side of the road, and now I'm going to draw the other side of the road. You want the road to mirror it on either side. So I'm just going to estimate with my eyes and say that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. And now I'm going to draw the sidewalks, because on every side of every road is a sidewalk setback. I always start at the center dot there. I got my road, I've got some sidewalks. I'm going to draw a building now. And my first building will be on this side, and I want it to be taller than the horizon line. So I'm going to draw the base of the building, which is going to be parallel with the bottom line. All right, right where it touches there, I'm going to go up, straight up. Got to keep those lines parallel. And I'm going to do this side too. Oops, that line's longer than that line. I'm not going to connect them. I'm going to draw the top line of the building over here. And I want to keep this line parallel to the top, so. Okay, so now I've got part of one of my buildings. I'm going to do a little cleanup here. I'm going to clean up where I overdrew the line here and here, and I'm going to get rid of the horizon line. So anyway, now I'm going to draw the part of the building that's facing the street, and I think I want my building about this wide. It's going to be kind of a big building. So from that point, I'm just going to go straight up. So how do I figure out how to draw this line back here? The simple answer is, here's the front point of the building right here. I just draw a line from our vanishing point there to the top of the building to this line. There we go. Now I'm going to clean it up. All right, I have now drawn one big giant building on this side of the road. So I want to add some windows to the side, and I'm going to add some windows to this side too. The windows on this side are going to be easy because they're all square and fit into this rectangle shape right here. So I'm just going to draw a super light line the sides of my windows. I'll have to come back later and draw it darker. Okay, I'm just going to draw some windows in there. Remember, the tops and the bottoms of the windows need to be parallel with the top and the bottom of the page. Okay, so I got 3 windows. I'm gonna make a big window down here, like a picture window and a storefront window. So I wanna have a big window on the ground floor of my building. Okay, it's coming together. Now, what's really gonna give it dimension is when I draw the windows on the side. What I'm doing is I want my windows on the front to match the ones on the side. So I'm just drawing a little mark right over here where that window ends. I should have done it first time. I'm going to draw where the sides of the windows are now. Super light line. All right, watch this. Watch how I draw these windows. Remember, all these side length lines need to go to the focal point. I made a mistake on that line. All right. Clean it up a little bit. I'm going to take a second to shade in these windows so that they look like windows. Okay, building number 1 is complete. Now it's time for building number 2. I'm going to build a taller, skinnier building. And it's going to start right about here. Keep your pencil sharp. Parallel. So that's my outline for my tall, skinny building. While I'm at it, I'm going to draw a shorter building right next to it. Since this building is shorter and below the horizon line, I can see the rooftop. So I have to draw. Maybe we'll put a restaurant on top of this little building in there. Okay, friends, so I'm just going to keep drawing. I'm going to draw some windows and I'm going to make a door on the front of this one too. And I think I'll put a nice big sunset over here too. I do want you to give the 1-point perspective drawing a try. Okay, I drew a building and I've drawn windows on the building and you guys get the idea. So I want to see what you do now, okay? I'm just going to spend a little time cleaning this up and decorating it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I could just keep on going. I love to draw. Give it your best shot. I'd love to see what you come up with. Have fun. That's the most important thing. Have fun while you're drawing. Challenge yourself. Okay, friends, designers, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.